The morning sun bathes Shanta Devi's house in a warm, golden glow. With practiced ease, Shanta Devi sweeps, years of routine etched in each movement. The air hangs heavy with the rich, intoxicating aroma of spices. Shanta Devi pauses. The rhythmic sweeping momentarily halted. A fleeting glance at the clock reveals a hint of anxiety flickering in her eyes. In soft light, Shanta delicately adjusts a silver-framed photograph, its surface gleaming. Her fingers trace the smiling man's face, etching memories into the silence. A wistful expression clouds her features as she loses herself in the image. Hope flickers in her eyes as she whispers a promise to the absent figure. "He will be home soon. I have made all his favorite dishes," Shanta says. A doorbell shatters the silence, cutting through the still air around Shanta Devi's house. Shanta's heart soars with a sudden, hopeful joy, her face lighting up with anticipation. She rushes towards the door, her breath caught in her throat, a silent prayer on her lips. Each step is filled with a mix of excitement and trepidation, her emotions bubbling to the surface. Arjun stands at Shanta Devi's doorway, a figure of newfound height and confidence. His presence fills the space, a stark contrast to the memories Shanta holds. A simple greeting shatters the silence, laden with unspoken history and emotion. "Ma?" Arjun says, the single word echoing in the space between them. Elena approaches Shanta Devi's house, her eyes reflecting a mix of hope and vulnerability. With a gentle smile, Elena offers a polite greeting. "Namaste, Auntie." Shanta's face lights up with initial joy, momentarily erasing the weight of her worries. But as she truly sees Elena, shock freezes her features, suspicion clouding her eyes. Sunlight paints the room as Shanta Devi and Arjun face each other. Tension hangs heavy, unspoken between them. Shanta Devi's piercing eyes fix on Arjun, her stance rigid and unyielding. "Who is this Elena, Arjun? Why have you brought her here?" she demands, her voice sharp. A flicker of defiance crosses Arjun's face as he meets her gaze, the weight of tradition pressing down. "Have you forgotten your values?" Shanta Devi asks, her disappointment palpable. "Our traditions?" Inside Shanta Devi's home, Elena steps forward, a gesture of peace and understanding. Elena speaks in accented Hindi, hoping to bridge the gap with Shanta. Her attempt at a traditional greeting is met with a cold, resentful stare from Shanta. The cultural bridge falters, widening the emotional distance between the two women. Shanta's resentment deepens, a silent barrier rising against Elena's efforts. Shanta nods, the gesture heavy with reluctance, signaling Elena to stay, though the air chills with unspoken rules. With a stern voice and pointed finger, Shanta lays down the law, making it clear this is a temporary arrangement. A week at most, Elena is far from welcome, each word a stone laid in the path of hospitality. Arjun visibly relaxes, his relief fleeting beneath the oppressive weight of Shanta's palpable tension. The house holds its breath, every corner echoing with the silent battle for dominance and acceptance. Sunlight floods the kitchen, casting a warm glow as Elena, brimming with energy, reaches for a mixing bowl. Shanta's sudden intervention cuts through the cheerful atmosphere, her gaze sharp and dismissive. Elena pauses, her enthusiasm momentarily dimmed by Shanta's unexpected coldness. Shanta swiftly moves to block Elena, her actions deliberate and firm. "Leave it, Elena," Shanta says, her voice leaving no room for argument. "You don't need to be here," Shanta declares, the words hanging heavy in the sunlit kitchen. Sunlight illuminates dust in Shanta Devi's home as she sharply eyes Elena, her disapproval cutting through the air. Shanta's critical words wound Elena. That dress is far too plain. And your hair. Why don't you ever try to style it? Elena absorbs the harsh words, her shoulders slightly slumping under the weight of Shanta's judgment. She navigates the unfamiliar space with quiet grace, each movement measured, a subtle dance of adaptation. A palpable cultural chasm stretches between them, an unspoken barrier in the sun-drenched room. Sunlight floods the kitchen as Elena hums, carefree, whisking ingredients in a bowl, oblivious to the storm brewing. Shanta enters, her face hardening from disapproval to a mask of barely controlled fury as she observes Elena. Shanta's voice cracks like thunder. How dare you? Do you have any idea what you've done? Elena's cheerful facade crumbles, replaced by confusion. What? What's wrong? Shanta's rage explodes. Eggs. You used eggs. This is a sacred house. You disrespect our traditions, our ancestors. Arjun departs, leaving Elena and Shanta alone in the quiet house. Shanta declines Elena's offer of dinner, her face unusually pale. She touches her forehead, a silent admission of a growing headache. A fever begins to bloom on Shanta's skin, betraying her weakening state. Elena watches Shanta, her concern deepening with each passing moment. Long shadows stretch in the dimly lit hallway, the silence amplifying Elena's worry. Elena meticulously prepares a simple soup outside Shanta's door, her movements careful and deliberate. Following a cherished recipe, Elena seeks solace in Arjun's childhood memory. Each ingredient is measured with precision, a silent act of hope and care. The aroma of the soup hangs in the air, a small beacon of comfort in the tense night. In the quiet of her room, Shanta Devi sips the soup, her stern face unreadable. A flicker of recognition crosses her features as the flavors unfold. It tastes like my own, she admits, a hint of surprise in her voice. The harsh lines around her mouth soften. A moment of peace descends. Her eyes close briefly, a memory stirred by the simple broth. A subtle comfort washes over her, easing the weight of her burdens. Inside Shanta Devi's room, the air is heavy with unspoken stories and deeply held secrets. Elena shares a tender moment. Arjun recalled the soup, a simple comfort in a sea of turmoil. Shanta's eyes flicker, a subtle shift in her guarded expression hinting at a thawing heart. A memory flickers across Shanta's face, a bittersweet echo of past warmth and connection. The room seems to hold its breath as Shanta processes this unexpected revelation. Elena's gentle words begin to chip away at the fortress Shanta has built around her heart. In the dim light, Elena rests on the floor, close to Shanta's bedside. A silent vigil of love and concern fills the room. The quiet scene underscores Elena's devotion, an unspoken promise of protection and care through the night. A tender moment unfolds, highlighting the depth of Elena's commitment to Shanta's well-being. The stillness of the night amplifies the quiet drama of unwavering support and companionship. Sunlight bathes Shanta Devi's simple home as Elena stands before her, hope shining in her eyes. Shanta's face, a map of time and wisdom, regards Elena with skeptical scrutiny. Elena's voice rings with determination. I want to participate in the annual fast with you, Shantaji. Shanta's doubt cuts through the air. You wish to observe the fast? I doubt your sincerity, child, and your resilience, Shanta says, her gaze unwavering. The afternoon heat hangs heavy as Elena suddenly collapses. The room spins, and darkness closes in. Arjun's face contorts in terror as he watches Elena fall, the joy of reunion turning to dread. He lunges forward, catching her as she crumples, his strength failing against the sudden weight. Desperation floods Arjun's eyes as he cradles Elena, her face pale against his trembling hands. His voice cracks as he cries out for Shanta, the sound echoing through the stifling room. Each desperate call is a plea against the encroaching silence, a frantic battle against fate. Shanta rushes to Elena, her movements swift with concern. Gently, Shanta lifts Elena's head, cradling it in her lap. The harsh lines of prejudice begin to fade from Shanta's face. Fear dawns in Shanta's eyes as she looks at Elena's face. Shanta sees the raw dedication etched deeply on Elena's face. Inside Shanta Devi's house, Elena lies pale on the bed, her eyes gleaming with resolute determination. Her resolve hardens, a silent promise etched on her face as she prepares for what must be done. A whisper escapes her lips, a testament to her unwavering devotion. Family is worth the sacrifice. The weight of her words hangs heavy in the air, a solemn vow made in the quiet confines of the room. Soft light fills Shanta Devi's home as she meticulously prepares a small portion of food, a gesture of profound care. She breaks her fast earlier than usual, a subtle act of selflessness resonating in the quiet room. Her movements are delicate and full of intent as she arranges the food. With a gentle smile, she turns, her eyes filled with warmth and compassion. Shanta Devi approaches Elena, offering the simple meal as a symbol of comfort and hope. Sunlight bathes Shanta Devi's humble home as she beams at Elena. Elena, I would be honored if you would join us for the neighborhood prayer gathering today. Elena, surprised, asks, a prayer gathering? Here? Shanta Devi explains. It would mean a lot to me to see you there. It would be a public acknowledgement of your place in our family. Elena hesitates. I don't know, Shanta Devi. I'm not sure I'm ready for that. Shanta gently drapes a sari around Elena, her movements a dance of practiced tradition. Shanta's voice fills the room with warm stories of mothers and daughters, weaving dignity into the fabric. The sari transforms into a vibrant tapestry, its colors catching the sunlight. Elena listens with reverence, her eyes reflecting the profound stories Shanta shares. Shanta Devi gazes at Elena, her eyes reflecting a profound sense of connection. Elena, draped in the sari, embodies a sense of belonging that resonates deeply with Shanta. A subtle shift in Shanta's expression reveals the emotional impact of this moment. The sari symbolizes a bridge, drawing them closer in an unspoken bond. Shanta's voice softens, an invitation extended with heartfelt sincerity. You can call me Ma, Elena, Shanta says, offering more than just a name. Warm light spills from Shanta Devi's windows, a beacon of welcome on the street. Laughter rings out, promising joy. Shanta Devi beams, her arm a comforting circle around Elena as she gestures to the gathered neighbors. The doorway buzzes with joyful connection, a bridge between hearts. Traditions bend, but don't break, as the house fills with a profound sense of completeness. Hearts are open, and the air crackles with newfound understanding and acceptance. If this story touched your heart, like, share, and subscribe. Comment below. Can love really cross all boundaries? Turn on notifications for more heart-touching stories.